Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about episode 2, which my whole life I thought it was called The Clone Wars, but nope, it's Attack of the Clones. Because then I thought to myself the whole animated branch of Star Wars starts with the Clone Wars TV series, but then I remembered there was a Clone Wars movie, animated movie, which was actually 4 episodes of the TV series bunched together. They released it in theaters. It's really weird, but I don't want to get hung up on that because first and foremost, I want to talk to you guys about when I went to see this movie in the theaters back in 2002. I was 21 years old. I went with the guitar player from my band from that time. And the thing is that we were pleasantly surprised. We loved the movie when we came out. We were sort of scared and on the fence because of the whole situation prior with the Phantom Menace. And in general, it is a kick-ass movie, but you do have to split it into 2 parts. Like, there's one part that's really awesome that revolves around Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then there's a big chunk of the movie that revolves around Anakin Skywalker and how he falls in love with Padme, which, at least for me, at moments, it's hard to watch. That part of the flick, it drags. It goes so slow. And then, like, I have issues with Anakin Skywalker's actor, Hayden Christensen. His acting and delivery at moments, it's really rough. Like, this was an issue with the Phantom Menace. Like, the acting there wasn't the best. Here, I feel like they did a better job in general, but Hayden Christensen, oh man, he's hard to watch at moments. I do have to say that as the relationship between Anakin and Padme evolves, it does get better in the back end. Like, they have like this really sweet moment before they go into the Coliseum. And the whole evolution of the relationship between Padme and Hayden, it feels so rushed. I know they had to do it within the context of one movie. Now, let's go to Obi-Wan, where we have the whole clone conspiracy. I found that part of the movie to be so fun. The whole situation where we have Obi-Wan going to this planet and discovering this whole operation where they're creating this clone army that was commissioned by a Jedi Master. So Obi-Wan doesn't know if we're dealing with like a whole conspiracy within the Jedi Order or a cover-up. And he actually ended up on the planet trying to hunt down a bounty hunter called Jango Fett who had tried to kill Padme early in the movie. Also, thankfully, Jar Jar is dialed down to a minimum in this movie, and it feels sort of tragic because Palpatine actually uses Jar Jar to further his political agenda within the Intergalactic Senate. Also, we get the introduction of Count Dooku, who, at least for me, he's a fascinating villain within the context of this movie and within the general universe of Star Wars. You can tell there is a lot of baggage with this character, that he is disenchanted with the Jedi Order. Now, the action in this movie is freaking kick-ass. There's a couple of scenes that I thought to myself, holy cow, this is freaking awesome. The first one that in theaters, it was really awesome to see is when Obi-Wan is trying to capture Jango Fett's ship and they're going through a field of meteors. And Jango is like shooting out these bombs that have a real cool sound effect. And like in theaters with the surround sound, it was like so immersive. The sound in the theater was like really high, so everything sort of like trembled. It was like Wong! Then the movie does something so cool that you get like one action scene after another and they start like really building up the level of action, and it just doesn't wear you down. There's like really good storytelling within the context of everything. You get the whole gladiator scene with Padme, Anakin, and Obi-Wan. That leads into the whole fight with all the Jedi arriving. And I remember in the theater seeing 40, 50, 80 Jedi with their swords out. I was like, oh yeah! Mace Windu jumping into action trying to capture Count Dooku. It is a crime that we've never got a Mace Windu series or even a standalone movie. That would have been super awesome. He's such a badass, and the way he takes down Jango Fett just shows off how cool the character is. And the cherry on top, the battle between Dooku and Yoda. Maybe for some people, the whole thing with Yoda flipping and going crazy, it's not for them. I loved it. Now for the bad, like I've already mentioned, Padme and Anakin, some stiff acting, and also we have a whole situation where Anakin goes to save his mother, who has been kidnapped by the Tusken Raiders, and we have this whole death scene that when she dies, I laughed out loud. Like, the acting is really bad. But outside of that, I'm going to give this movie a stupid score of 26. This one ranks much, much higher compared, especially with The Phantom Menace, which had a score of 10. So I hope you guys like this video. See you guys next time. Bye.